settled in. Beautiful and green Belmont Park on this Thursday afternoon with the weeping willows out there in the infield pond. Fast and firm on an overcast and somewhat humid July 2nd. But it's the time of the year for that Belmont Park, that familiar haze. Glad you're settled in with us here on MSG Plus. Jason Blewitt, Richard Migliore in our usual spot. Mig perched above the finish line, and we get set. We don't go quietly into the night, that's for sure. We really end this summer meet in a blockbuster fashion on Saturday.
Oh, we really do. I mean, this 4th of July weekend is really shaping up. What matchups in the Belmont Derby. Obviously, Lady Eli in the Belmont Oaks. But you can't forget the Suburban and several other big races.
11 races in all, $4.26 million in purse money to be had here Saturday. A great day, an extended day. We'll kick things off with a regular first post, or I should say an earlier than usual first post of 12:30 p.m. It's the world's best. We've got a few Euros running on the card, taking on America's finest. Over $1 million in guaranteed wagers on Saturday, July 4th. Stars and Stripes Day at Belmont Park, and no matter how you slice it, from the opener at 12:30 p.m. all the way through the Belmont Sprint Championship, which goes as race 11, there is something for everybody.
And I love that it's loaded up towards the end of the card. I like when the big races are later in the day. It's kind of like a big fight. The championship bout is there's a build up to it. Well, we've got several championship bouts on Saturday,
and we do have a Belmont Stakes and Jockey Club Gold Cup champion doing his thing in the form of Tonalist. Heavy odds-on favorite, Suburban Morning Line sitting at 3-5. He is trained by Christophe Comont, who Mig caught up with earlier today. And the question off the bat was, Christophe, how do you think Tonalist will handle that outside post?
Well, you will know more than I do about this, because I've not run very often, going 1.25 miles at Belmont Park, being drawn on the outside. And, I'm going to let Johnny Velasquez worry about that.
You took the blinkers back off. What was the thought process behind that?
I think whenever you go like about 8.25 miles, as long as you keep him at his own pace, he seems to be very comfortable and he's run well in the past. We tried to make him sharp, or as sharp as we could for the 8 mile. We almost made him probably a little bit too sharp, but anyway, he ran a very good race, came out of it in good shape. I just don't think he needs the blinkers to perform well during 1.25 miles.
Doesn't appear to be a great deal of pace in the race. Where would you imagine he'd wind up laying early?
I think it's slightly irrelevant with Tonalist. Wherever he's comfortable, we'll be fine. As long as Johnny can get him into a rhythm, wherever that rhythm puts him, it's not a problem. And I'm sure Johnny knows that.
Would the main objective of the summer, would it be fair to say, would be the Whitney?
Yeah, very much so. The whole idea was, the 8 mile, the Suburban, the Whitney, the Jockey Club Gold Cup, and the Breeders' Cup. We have to go one race at a time, and we've got to worry about the horse all the time, but that would be the main plan.
Christophe Comont, whose stable a few weeks ago surpassed the $100 million mark in purse earnings, and a man on the rise, and a man that has ascended over the years into the real elite level of North American trainers. He's got a good one on his hands in Tonalist, and we like the fact that Tonalist is running for the 4th time this meet, or 3rd time this meet, Westchester, Met Mile, Suburban. It's really refreshing.
Yeah, he's putting together a comprehensive campaign, and you think about Christophe and how far he's come, and I guess it's not that short a period of time, but he's done it the old-fashioned way. He's earned it. He's just a really, really good horseman and does right by his horses 100% of the time.
3-5 from that outside post. Tonalist will take on a good field that includes a couple from trainer Jimmy Jerkins. FNX, in fact, the lone Jimmy Jerkins starter in the race. We'll see what they do down the road with Wicked Strong. Coach Inge and Milude from the always dangerous Todd Pletcher barn.
Don't you feel like Coach Inge is probably going to be the pacemaker here? And the way he fights for it, you've got to respect him. You can't expect him to go too soft on the lead. Unless I'm seeing it wrong, I think he's loose.
Does appear he is the controlling speed from post 2 beneath Irod Ortiz Jr., and that brings us to race number 7 on the Stars and Stripes program, the Grade 3 Dwyer, 98th running. This has been the official, for the most part, second half of the 3-year-old season, the starting point, as we do have this 1-mile race. Seems like a pretty deep cast, Mig, 7-horse field, and how about trainer Keith DeSormo in town with Texas Red, last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner?
Well, it kind of makes sense that he'll have kind of this East Coast campaign starting out. He obviously fell off the Derby trail with an injury, but he's been doing well, and his works have been very, very strong. And his work in between races at Santa Anita about a little over a week ago, I thought was sensational. I think he's coming here ready to fire fresh. And it's interesting, Keith DeZormo, the lesser known of the two brothers, although a top horseman in his own right, his younger brother is in the Hall of Fame, Kent DeZormo.
Kent DeZormo, who needs no introduction on this show, and Kent will be aboard. He's ridden, in fact, Texas Red in 5 of that horse's six lifetime starts. How about brothers? Trainer-brother jockey combination. It's not something you come across every day, is it?
No, it's not really too common. I mean, I think of Mario Pino being the rider, his brother Michael, the trainer, Steve Asmussen when he turned to training. Cash rode some of his horses, although Cash was really based in France there. Jackie in early fires, and Calvin Burrell and his brother Cecil. But it's not too prevalent, and these are two very high-profile guys with a very high-profile horse.
Patience a virtue for the connections of Texas Red. They have been patient, and it looks like it'll all pay off here when that horse fires a good one. Win or lose, he'll run well in Saturday's 7th race, the Dwyer Stakes, coming off a brother combination that engineered that 23-1 upset in the San Juan Capistrano last Sunday out at Santa Anita.
Well, they're coming in with a lot of confidence.
Indeed they are. Let's move on. Race number 8, man that always has confidence, tracking out Sir Larry Colmus. It's the Thursday feature, 11 furlongs on the inner turf with this $85,000 optional claimer.
They're off. Was not a good start for Tatnam, who hopped in the air when the gates opened. There goes Iron Power on the far outside to grab the early lead. Morandi is prominent early and taken in hand on the inside to sit second. Then it's Can't Help Believing in third, Reflecting is fourth. Silver Lime goes up on the outside, 5 lengths off the lead, clear of Biz the Nurse, who's 8 lengths behind in the early stages. Tatnam left at the back of the field and 13 lengths off of Iron Power and Jose Ortiz, who lead the way through a 25 seconds flat opening quarter mile. So into the clubhouse turn, it is Iron Power in front, with Can't Help Believing running in second just to the outside of Morandi, while Silver Lime sits fourth for now. Then Reflecting. And they're being followed by Biz the Nurse, and Tatnam has trailed since the beginning as Iron Power heads them onto the backstretch. Iron Power in front through a half in 50 and 2/5 seconds. The leader by 2 lengths. Can't Help Believing is second. Morandi, third to the inside. And then comes Silver Lime. Reflecting is beginning to move now. Here comes Reflecting. Just went by Silver Lime. Just went by Morandi. Comes up alongside of Don't Help Believing and is now poking his head into second. It's 3 lengths to Biz the Nurse. And then it's Tatnam continuing to race at the back of the field as they continue their way up the backstretch, 3/4 in 1:16 flat. Iron Power on top. The leader by 2. And then it's a line of 3. Morandi, Can't Help Believing, and Reflecting to their outside. And Silver Lime follows a handy 5th as they move into the turn. 3 lengths to Biz the Nurse and Tatnam. Iron Power all the way so far. A length lead, now getting away a length and a half. Can't Help Believing, Reflecting on the outside. Morandi is down at the rail. After that comes Silver Lime. And now dropping out of contention is Morandi. Morandi is dropped back through the field as they come to the top of the stretch. And the leader is Iron Power. Iron Power trying to take him 1 3/8 miles. Can't Help Believing tries to reel him in. Reflecting is third. Iron Power still going strong here. It is Iron Power from Can't Help Believing, and Iron Power 11 furlongs in front by 2 lengths over Can't Help Believing, then Reflecting and Tatnam.
We'll get you up to speed with the disqualification from second to last in a few moments. Here is Iron Power, who coasted on the front end.
Coasted on the front end. Another nicely bred, New York bred from Barry Schwartz. I actually broke Iron Goddess, the mother's maiden here, 7 furlongs on the turf. And I think this was absolutely a picture-perfect front-running ride. If you want to make a video to show young riders how to ride a horse on the lead, when you go 3/4 in 16 and get it that soft, allow your horse to start marching on, spread the field out, take everybody else off the bridle, make them chase you at that point. And Jose Ortiz did a textbook job of that. He had started from 3/4 in 16 and change to 1:39 and change, basically 23 there, and he pulled the rug on everybody. And that's what you have to do at speed. Don't wait till everybody's on top of you. Start making them work to stay stay with you.
Had the right moves today. Third win on the afternoon for jockey Jose Ortiz, who came close to a fourth in the nightcap. More on that in a few seconds. Here's the disqualification. We've got the number 5, Can't Help Believing, highlighted. And keep your eye on the one, Morandi, who checks out and bails out of a tough spot that looked pretty tight on the turn.
It looked very tight. It's kind of a tough angle. You really kind of lose the perspective here when they round the bend. Now, obviously, something happened, but did he take all his ground, or did Morandi kind of bail out of a tough spot? Because to me, it looked like he started to shy from the horse, and then he kind of jumped and never did hit the fence, and that leads me to believe that he was as much his fault as the horse leaning on him. Very inconclusive shot. Tough to make that call there. Obviously, there was an incident, though.
Well, whether you agree or not, Can't Help But Believing was placed last, in fact, behind Morandi, who was essentially out of the race midway around the far turn. But Christophe Comont, Jose Ortiz, and a New York-bred gelding by Mizzenmast, the 8-1 upset in race number 8. Keith DeSorbo had one on today's card. He hoped to get lucky in race number 3. As we say, stay with us from the third floor. We'll be back after this short timeout on MSG+. Things have settled down outside that beautiful Belmont Park. That will not be the case on Saturday. The food trucks, a big crowd. It's that communal experience. Nothing better than a day at the races, a 4th of July at the races at Belmont Park. And we jump into Independence Day weekend, Mig, on the right foot with a late start. 3 o'clock post here tomorrow.
There's been a really nice buzz here on Fridays. A lot of people sticking around after the races for the concerts. And it just seems like that excitement that carries over into the weekend actually starts with the late post on Friday.
It's Belmont Insider, the Mig. Jason, thank you for staying with us. We get on to race number 3, Mig, on this Thursday afternoon. Day number 46 of this near 60-day spring-summer meet. Horses walked out of the paddock. They had a post parade. They went to the gate. And, in fact, 6 of them battled a mile and a 16th in this maiden special weight for 3 and up fillies and mares.
They're off. Blame Dixie comes running out of the gate. Blame Dixie to the front. On the outside is Moonlit Bay away running in second position, and then it's Regia Marina to the inside, followed by Right Decision. In the back earlier, Danette in Fast Retailing, and Blame Dixie is leading the way. Blame Dixie on top in the run up the backstretch, a length and a half clear of Moonlit Bay and Regia Marina to the inside. That first quarter was 24 seconds flat. Then it's Right Decision in fourth, 4 lengths off the lead, and that right alongside of Right Decision. Fast Retailing is 7 lengths behind the pace setter, Blame Dixie, who continues to lead the way as they race for the turn. Blame Dixie and John Velasquez in front. The lead is 3/4 of a length. On the outside, it's Moonlit Bay. Regia Marina, third to the inside. Then Danette, followed by Right Decision and Fast Retailing, 47 3 for a half mile. Around the far turn, and it is Blame Dixie, the leader. A half a length on top of Moonlit Bay, midway on the turn. Danette has progressed into third just outside the top 2. Then Regia Marina, followed by Right Decision in fifth. And Fast Retailing has trailed so far. They're coming toward the top of the stretch. Blame Dixie. Here's Danette on the far outside. Danette and Blame Dixie turn for home together. Moonlit Bay third between those two. Regia Marina swings up on the far outside. As they come to the final furlong, it is Danette to catch. And Regia Marina on the outside trying to do it. Danette, Regia Marina, these two sprint clear of the others. Danette holding on to the lead. Regia Marina can't get by her, and Danette will get it done today. Regia Marina was second. Fast Retailing got third, and then it was Moonlit Bay.
How does a little Thursday Belmont Park Karma sound for trainer Keith DeSorbo in the winner's circle with this Curlin filly named Danette?
Curlin filly, still a maiden, although she's grade 1 place. Last year she was third in the Chandelier. Has spent a lot of time with Stakes Company. Finally gets in a spot that was to her liking and pushes her career earnings with this victory to over $200,000 with just 1 win on her resume.
Pretty amazing. 1 for 13. Smartly campaigned. There was some lean graded stakes out in Southern California. They entered this daughter of Curlin as a maiden. She was only a length and a half behind the winner of last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies at Santa Anita, and today she found the right field and responded at Belmont Park. We move on to race number 4, pick 6 carryover today, 26,000 plus. The sequence began with a 5-furlong maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies, and we'll send it back upstairs to Larry.
Out well, lovely credit to the outside of them, and then Hoosier Scout Gauche on the far outside, followed by Modiste along the rail. Awesome Dame and Big World at the back as Tanasa leads the way early on. Javier Castellano and Tanasa streaking around that far turn, opening up a 2.5 length lead on Gauche, who's trying to close in second. They've opened up 3.5 lengths on Fabulous Devotion, and then it's Lovely Credit, and on the far outside, Awesome Dame. A 22 flat opening quarter mile for Tanasa, who turns for home 4 lengths out in front. Now it's a 5-length lead. Paco Lopez goes to the whip here on Gauche, who is far behind Tanasa as they come into the final furlong. Javier Castellano like a statue on Tanasa here. Up into second is Awesome Dame, but she's 8 lengths behind a very impressive filly. Tanasa eased up under the wire as much the best over Awesome Dame, Big World, and Modiste.
Complete gorilla first time out. Tanasa, well, this was almost her first start. Technically, she did not make the starting gate in the pre-race antics before the Astoria a few days before the Belmont. She got loose, Mig, ran around 4 miles or so that day, kept going and going and going, and the bettors saw that, and as a result, she was 4 to 5 today.
Well, you know, Todd entered her in a stake first time out because she had ability. Then she showed a lot of agility and a lot of stamina leading the Outriders on a merry chase that day. She was very good today, very well behaved, and obviously she can run, but I think there were some interesting horses behind her, starting with the 4 Awesome Dame, who I thought ran terrific to be second. I thought she showed a lot in her debut, and a horse that you have to think will improve off of that effort. And the 8 as well broke very slowly and rallied on for third. I think this, all in all, we're going to see that these fillies in this race are very nice fillies going forward.
Yeah, preview of Saratoga in this maiden special weight. Big World, in fact, the third-place finisher, and you've got 22 days until the opening Friday, July 24th. Schuylerville, we'll see if they run Tanasa back. I would imagine off this effort, she might just be the favorite for Mr. Pletcher.
Well, after she ran around the way she did for so long that day, you know she's fit. She can handle it.
She's like the Energizer Bunny, man. She was good today for Star Ladies Racing, Todd Pletcher, and Javier Castellano. What else happened on day number 46? Again, that pick 6 carryover, and we got to fill in the missing blanks in the pick 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 9.
The stretch, then it's Southpaw and Sandy Strikes. Turning for home, it is High Lie on the inside, the leader. High Lie in front by a length. El Genio second to the outside, trying to make a race of it. On the far outside, it's Got Winged, a furlong to run, and High Lie. High Lie opens up to lead by 4. Got Winged on the outside is second, then comes El Genio. Nothing off the wall about this winner. High Lie basking in victory by about 6 or 7 over Got Winged, and then it was Southpaw and El Genio. And there's running room, and Desert Bliss is coming up the rail, but Thundering Gale is still in front. Thundering Gale to the 8th pole. Desert Bliss to the inside. And then it's Lemon Song and Bargaining Table on the outside. Thundering Gale trying to get another 16th. Thundering Gale by a length. Desert Bliss, Lemon Song, and Bargaining Table won't get Thundering Gale, who won it by 2.5. It was Desert Bliss second. Third was very close between Lemon Song and Bargaining Table. Beach cuts the corner, and now comes one off the rail and is gaining ground and trying to come and get Asset Inflation. Asset Inflation douses Beach on the outside. A length behind and closing in. Asset Inflation douses Beach. These two pass the 16th pole together. Douses Beach on the outside of Asset Inflation's got the lead late, and Douses Beach will win it by a length. Asset Inflation second. Iced Over came up the rail for third, and it looked like here the footsteps fourth. And they're at the top of the stretch. Powerful Instinct. Global Strike. Smooth Daddy fights on. Messi's on the outside of them. And yet to be set down is Messi here at the 8th pole. And then it's Town Extension. Messi yet to be asked for his best run. He's taken the lead. It's Messi on the outside and Global Strike. Messi's going to win it in hand at the end. A powerful performance despite that early stumble. Global Strike was second, then a photo between Comes That She Likes. Breach of Duty and Delightful Aaron turning for home together, and Delightful Aaron grabs the lead at the top of the stretch. A 46 2/2 mile. Delightful Aaron, now the leader as they come into the final furlong. Breach of Duty tries to battle on. Fiery Cat is closing on the outside. Even farther out is Adrift, and then comes Coral Beach by the 16th pole. And it is Delightful Aaron in front. Delightful Aaron will win it by a length and a half over Fiery Cat. Adrift was third, and then Doing What She Likes. Is right behind them. Non-stop saves every inch of ground. Fourth in behind the leaders. And on the outside, here comes Partly Mocha beginning to move up. And even farther out, Rapscallion is there. And behind horses, Liberal Spins putting in a run too. Anyone's race with a furlong to run. Here's Rapscallion. Rapscallion on the far outside. Down toward the inside, it's non-stop. These two down to the line together. Maybe non-stop. In a photo with Rapscallion on the wire. And
covered half were not covered, and the top two in the last MIG not covered in the pick six. 114,000 plus, double carryover into the late starting party at the Park card here tomorrow, and nonstop. Well, I think he fit his name well in the nightcap, because as we take a second look at the stretch run in today's last race, I mean, this horse encountered a world of trouble and still got up to win.
Yeah, he was in traffic. You're saving ground, and that's what you have to do in turf racing, and that's going to win you more races than anything else. And Jose Lezcano, who's been riding terrific, did have to steady inside the eighth pole, but did it with enough finesse where he can come out over the horse's heels and still regain that momentum and get up in a head-bobbing finish. I think it was the ground saving that made all the difference in spite of the trouble.
Very good trainer off the claim in Jason Service, who year-round, winter, spring, summer, fall, turf, dirt, doesn't matter. His operation is top class. He is about as sharp as they come, and he got the money here, and the public caught on. 12-1 on the morning line, bet down at just under 6-1 in the last race. Study up for that pick six carryover. Let's move on to jockey standings on a day, Mig. I think the young Jose Ortiz, with his hat trick, proved the riding star.
Yeah, and he was riding like a star. Again, a front-running clinic in the eighth, and doesn't want to let his brother Irat steal all the headlines, although he is dominating the standings at this point. Javier Castellano did nibble at his lead, though.
And with Tanasa running away and hiding first time out in race number 4, Todd Pletcher moved within one of his 40-win personal best achieved a little over a decade ago. He's 5 off tying the record this meet of 44.
I still think he can do it. You know, he wins in bunches, and he's been hot all meet. What does that mean for him in Saratoga? That's the question.
I think he'll be winning his usual 35-40% upstate. And speaking of Saratoga, well, I think quite a few horses were changing hands today with the intention of going forward to the summer place to be.
Yeah, I definitely think people are loading up the stables for Saratoga. Nobody wants to be on the duck there. And see, Gary Gullo took another one for the Rapoli stable. Mike Rapoli and Gary Gullo starting to get something going here. Kind of interesting.
I like it. Two guys that know what it takes to win, and one guy that likes to win a whole heck of a lot at Saratoga Racecourse. We load up, though, on our Saturday preview. It's Stars and Stripes when we come back. Right to the quarter pole for Saturday's Victory Ride preview. We are back. Kentucky Oaks Day, May 1st, Mig at Churchill in the 8 bells with the Texas spread. Promise Me Silver.
And gets her winning rider there back aboard for this Victory Ride. I think she's back doing what she wants to do, turning back from the mile where she was rushed into a hot pace and faltered. I think 6.5 from the inside with Robbie Alvarado. I think that's what she wants all along.
She will face a horse that was 9th as the 5-2 favorite in the 8 bells, but rebounded with the close-up second in the Jersey Girl here at Belmont, the Bob Baffert-trained Enchanting Lady.
And sometimes horses just don't like a particular racetrack or a particular surface, and I'm banking on that she didn't like Churchill because she certainly ran well here at Belmont. I guess we got to ask ourselves, is Promise Me Silver going to rebound on the Belmont course? That was the worst race of her life.
Good post towards the outside, post 5, in fact, for Irish Jasper. About a little Big A action during the spring meet when she upset the field in the Bell Harbor.
I really like this filly. I love one-run sprinters. That's her specialty. She came back with the Miss Preakness victory in a similar late run. She is well posted. 6.5 is good for her. I think she'll have enough pace to run at. What about Grand Motion, too, on the outside with Miss Ella? I think getting back 6.5 with that good outside post. And we saw Graham unleash a really nice horse today in Messi from Germany, first time in this country. I'd have to think this filly's going to have a nice spot from the outside.
And you can add Messi to the list of potential top-class turf horses for Grab Motion. The scuttle going into that race was Messi had been training and holding his own with Main Sequence, and I think the fans caught on to that. He opened up at around 6-5 or even money, drifted up to 2-1, but was well backed and did win. I mean, he was a man amongst boys the way he won.
And the margin of victory there doesn't tell the whole story. He won by about a half a length, but a very measured half a length by Hall of Famer Johnny Velasquez.
$1.25 million up for grabs in Saturday's Belmont Derby. It's the main event. The 8th, 4:32 is post. Let's move on to Bolo in from the West Coast, back on his preferred surface.
Yeah, Bolo is 3 for 4 on turf. His only defeat was his first start, where he probably just didn't know what he was doing yet. This is what he wanted. They took a shot. They went to the Derby, but now they've got him back playing to his strength, and he is going to be double tough. I don't think he'll have any problem with the 1.25 miles.
How about the 2 dropping out of a very exciting and gritty finish in the Pennine Ridge? Takeover Target, who was second behind Divisidero.
Yeah, and that was a really good run from him, a race that you'd have to think he could go forward off of. And Divisidero's never really done anything wrong either, and he's kind of a relentless horse. I think out of the 2, going 1.25 miles, I like Divisidero a little bit better.
Startup Nation was third in that race. He'll come back for Chad Brown, one of a couple in the race for trainer Chad Brown. As we move on to the 2 dropping out of the Penn Mile at a much shorter distance of the 10 furlongs they'll get on Saturday, Force the Pass and Granny's Kitten.
Yeah, Force the Pass really finished. Generally speaking, going a mile when horses finish like this, I have a hard time seeing them get the 1.25 miles. It's almost so their brilliance or their turn of foot doesn't allow them to go that much further, so I don't really like him going 1.25 miles. Out of the 2, I think Granny's Kitten's the one that you would want at the added distance.
And how about Andy Serling, a $17 winner in today's race 7. That was his play last night. We'll see who he likes tomorrow, along with Maggie.
Thanks a lot, guys. Looking forward to that sunset card, that party at the park, the late post on Friday. Taking a look at race 4, the first leg of the pick 6. And Clarity Rose, the drop down is the worst to beat for Christophe Clement. Perhaps Summer Chant for Todd Pletcher will run better, and I think that she's a player. But I'm going to take a little bit of a shot here with a horse trying the turf for the first time, and that's the 5 Pumpkin's Pride, coming off the claim for Steve Glaceris. For my money, Steve Glaceris claimed this horse with one purpose in mind, and that was to switch her to the grass. Bluegrass Cat, the sire, is certainly a decent enough turf sire, but the dam side is what I'm interested in. This is a good family. She's already produced a turf winner. She herself was a pretty good runner in the turf in Northern California. There is an abundance of turf in this pedigree, and Steve Glaceris, a sharp guy. In my opinion, he claimed her specifically to run in a maiden turf race. Well, he gets it. And I think Pumpkin's Pride can get it done in the 4th race, kicking off the pick 6 at a square price.
Why, thank you, Andrew. As we're in the paddock for another Insider, I'll take a look at the Friday card and specifically looking at race number 7 for this party in the park, the July 4th Eve, if you will. And it is a allowance race, a high-level allowance race at that, going the 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds and upward. And I like a horse who's dropping out of the Jaipur here on Belmont Stakes Day. That will be number 4, Unbridled Note. He was coming off a little bit of a layoff, but it'd been a long time since I'd seen him prior to that race. He's a totally different looking horse, and I really thought he looked very, very well. And 2, that race, the Jaipur, it was pretty much won on the front end, and he got shuffled a long ways back. And I hope the dynamics of this race play a little bit better into his favor here for Steve Asmussen and Toby Sheets. So it's all Unbridled Note, your paddock insider for tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
Bring the kids to Belmont tomorrow. I know they're off from school for the remainder of the summer. We have got plenty of room at that top of the stretch picnic area. Horses Thunder by, a great spot here at Belmont Park. And we do it all again tomorrow, 3 p.m. post. Best of luck in that pick 6 carryover. See you tomorrow night here on MSG Plus.